Natalia.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction. And it is truly my great pleasure to give this talk in this Remembering David Cooper session in the IAS members meeting this year, because I believe that each one of you in the audiences has some connection with Professor David Cooper. And in this talk, I'm going to cover some best practices in testing treatment prevention in Thailand and also in other countries in the region, all aiming at preventing new HIV cases, and also to touch about the South-to-South collaborations in which Professor David Cooper has been main driver in the Asia-Pacific region. So in our region, Asia-Pacific region, New South Wales has always been our big brother or big sisters in which other countries are always looking up to in their ending AIDS strategy. And this EPIC New South Wales study, in which Professor David Cooper is the co-PI with Professor Andrew Grulich, has demonstrated that it's not only this rapid targeted large-scale PrEP rollout that has brought down the number of new HIV cases in New South Wales, but it's actually a decades-long combination of many things. The strong communities ending AIDS campaign, plus a very committed Ministry of Health, and plus a very wide network of gay-friendly sexual health services, and also a very positive consensus of on PrEP from health professionals in New South Wales that has really showing this impact on new HIV cases. So in this study, it demonstrated that it is because of Professor David Cooper's political and scientific leadership that has actually brought to us the strong commitment from the government of New South Wales, as well as the donation of large amount of PrEP drug from the Gilead that get the study started. So now in New South Wales, you can choose how to end AIDS, whether that being using condoms consistently or taking PrEP and or getting to be undetectable. So using that example from New South Wales, it's not only in New South Wales that the serious engagement of key populations has led to us to see the impact on the responses to HIV. But now we have this term, key population-led health services, or KPLHS, in which we used to advocate for the KP community leadership in order to design by themselves and deliver by themselves the services which are needs-based, demand-driven, and client-centered. And these services are provided in a way that it is through partnership between community-based organization and government and public health facilities. And in this model, the certain health of services can be provided by trained KP-led providers in order to do mainly HIV testing, dispensing of PrEP, PEP, and ART for stable clients. And these are services provided in places in service hours which are most suitable for key populations. So in Thailand, we have demonstrated that this KPLHS system has very successfully helped us to identify populations with high prevalence and also high incidence. And these are populations who are MSM, male sex workers, transgender sex workers, transgender women with very, very high incidence, as you can see here, who are prime targets for PrEP services. And it may seem simple, but I would like to stress here that the serious engagement of key populations in this KPLHS model is something that is going beyond just the simple conventional role of having KP communities providing educational brochures, condoms, lubricants, but it is truly the empowerment of key populations lay providers who can do HIV testing, who can dispense PrEP, who can dispense PEP and ART to their friends, as well as engage them in both treatment and prevention services. So I would just now shift a little bit to the treatment side of the HIV cascade, aiming at preventing new HIV cases, and we know treatment is prevention. Treatment at any CD4 count should be what we are already doing now. But have we been doing good enough in terms of trying to start ART as soon as possible for everyone? So in the many countries in our region, we are doing better and better for the first 90, but the second 90 is the worst, and that resulted in just half or less than half of people living with HIV in our countries who has achieved that suppressed viral load. So in Bangkok, we have this Thai Red Cross Anonymous Clinic, which is the largest HIV testing clinic, part of the HIVNAT research collaboration, that we have seen more than 40,000 people coming in for HIV testing. And in this model, what we are doing is that we use our clinic, HIV testing clinic, as a same-day ART initiation hub. So we just initiate people on ART on the exact same day that they come in, tested HIV positive. Okay, and this can be clients coming into our clinic or clients referred from other KPLHS site to our clinic. ART will be dispensed, will be prescribed to these clients after we have ruling out TB infection by chest X-ray, symptom screening, and ruling out cryptococcal meningitis by physical exam and crypto antigen. But ART will not be prescribed for no more than 2.5 months because we are just ART initiation hub. We are testing site. We then will refer the clients with help from navigators to the registered hospital for their long-term ART care. And we can see that 80% of people can start at ART on that exact same day of having HIV diagnosis, and the rest will be started within the 7 days. And retention rate is very high, more than 90% at month 3 and 6, with a viral load suppression of almost 95% at month 6. And then for the prevention side, we have many modalities, but we have not been using it very effectively. So if we look at the example from the EPIC New South Wales, that's the nurse-led PrEP program. Can we do that in other settings? And can we further demedicalize PrEP dispensing role to someone who are KP-led providers? So that's what we are now doing in Thailand, in which trained KP-led providers can dispense PrEP to their clients within the same day, again, same day concept of getting their HIV negative status. And right now, more than half of all Thai PrEP users are receiving PrEP through this KPLHS site. So what we can see here is that we have around 1 million MSM and transgender women in Thailand, and let's say that around 20% of them are at risk for getting HIV infection. We would love to see 200,000 people on PrEP. We only now have 5,000 people on PrEP, so that's only like less than 3% coverage of PrEP. So we are doing really, really bad, although people are saying that Thailand is one of the leader for PrEP in the region. No, we want to get to that New South Wales level, not just the Bangkok and Thailand level. Thank you. So this is just a flow to show to you that we can simplify PrEP. You know, we can simplify PrEP. Anyone coming in for HIV testing, tested negative, and are interested to get PrEP, they can have that bottle of PrEP dispensed to them on that day. We can just wait for creatinine result and hepatitis B serology to come back a few days later on, be verified by doctors, and when we just call the clients whether or not you can continue PrEP or you have to come back to get further referral for investigation if you have abnormal kidney function. So what I would like to say here is that in Asia, countries in the Asia-Pacific region have been learning so much from each other throughout these past 3 decades in an effort to end AIDS. And this could not happen if we do not have the initiation by Professor David Cooper, Professor Jup Lang, and Professor Prapan to form HIVNAT and to be part of the Treat Asia collaboration networks. And you can see here that the key success to these collaborations is the mutual learning and sharing of experiences between countries. And we always do this with respect and with joy. even that will be over, will be like teaching, mentoring, or coaching over a dinner with a glass of wine or beer, as you can see, or in a clinic room, looking into someone's tucci all day long. We always do that with happiness and with respect. And that's the key of the success in collaborations in a regional setting. So I'll just end by going quickly through some examples of how South-to-South learning can really help pushing PrEP implementation in the region forward. So example here is that when the countries in our region learn from New South Wales, learn from Thailand, who is the first country who demonstrate the PrEP project. Now Taiwan also have this Taiwan CDC-led PrEP demo project in which they were able to only enroll 300 people out of 1,000 people because of an attack from the anti-LGBT group in the country. But data generated is so rich in terms of the on-demand PrEP using or the access of PrEP from outside of the country sources by Taiwan MSM. Vietnam has also seen a very rapid uptake of PrEP over just the past year. And this is again the demonstration of how KP co-creation in PrEP service design and demand creation has played an important role here. Malaysia also just started its My PrEP project for 150 MSM, aiming to explore 3 different PrEP service delivery models. One is through university hospital, another one through a private clinic, and the last one through CBO clinic led by the PT Foundation. The Philippines has this Project PrEP, led by Love Yourself and the Research Institute for Tropical Medicine. They quickly completed enrollment of 250 MSM and has seen a growing pool of now more than 3,000 MSM in wait list for PrEP. So this again showed to you that the KP-led community health center can successfully generate demand and deliver the services. So in conclusion, we aiming at preventing new HIV infections in Thailand, in other countries in the region. We know that treat all is still not true for a few countries, especially those with large epidemic, but we should aim for same-day ART. At the same time, PrEP is also not yet available for free outside of demonstration projects in any countries, but we also should aim for same-day PrEP, as well as aim for KP-led PrEP service delivery model. And it is very challenging that we know that HIV testing, treatment, and prevention services provided by KP-led providers are not professionally or legally accepted, but it tells us that we really need to urgently demedicalize HIV testing, ART, and PrEP. And lastly, South-to-South collaborations, I feel strongly that it will be the most culturally, religiously acceptable and sustainable way to end AIDS in our region. Thank you very much.